we have on this show, these are the people that generate the energy that we see and we experience here in the Central Valley. So, as you watch this show, keep that in mind. Now, my next guest is a fellow by the name of J Leonard.
Steve?
TJ,
Yeah.
you are with Transworld Systems. Tell me about it.
So everybody, I'm sure at some point, business-wise, has needed to use a collection agency. We hate to do it, but at some point, everybody's had that client that just doesn't pay them when they'd like to be paid, and they have to use a collection agency. And what happens? They usually lose half their money. They don't know when it's going to be collected. They just wait for the money to come in. But more importantly, they've lost that client.
Right.
They've lost the business opportunity to work with that client anymore, and they've lost the relationship. So we take that whole collection agency aspect and kind of throw it out the window. We like to be a lot more proactive. We like to set up some more diplomacy and keep the relationship between the client and the debtor at the same time. So as an example, if you went to the doctor and you got seen and maybe your insurance covered a good portion of it, but you had some cash left over to pay. I'm sure that's never happened to you, right?
It never happened to me.
Sure, it's never happened to me either. But let's just say that it has. So at some point we get a bill from our doctor. It says we have 30 days to pay, and, well, maybe sometimes we forget. We just don't get it paid on time. And then that 30 days turns into another 30 and another 30 and another 30. And what happens is that doctor, well, they're out of the money. They've got no cash flow coming in. So they can use somebody's help. And that's hopefully me.
That's you.
That's right.
Now, you were telling me before we got started, Transworld Systems been around for 40 years.
Correct.
You're not a startup company. You're
not a startup.
You've got a long track record.
Correct.
And you're located
all over the country. We've got 800 folks just like myself that we are in the business of helping businesses grow. And your segment, me being here, is a perfect example of that.
So if I'm somebody and I know that, and it's one of those hard calls, but I know that I'm going to have to make a call to, have somebody take care of this aspect of my business for me. I know that when I call your company, I'm going to be dealing with someone that's got a track record,
right,
established, and you tell me that you've got a whole new paradigm as far as approaching the client, the debtor, and to help maintain a continuing business relationship between the client and the debtor.
Correct.
That's a powerful concept to bring to this aspect. And right now, and it has been for a while, with the economy being the way it is, we have seen an increase in so many different areas, from real estate, doctors,
you bet,
every aspect almost of our economy that there's a need. You're right.
Well,
there's a need.
There is, and let me blow your mind this way. Where most folks traditionally, and I say traditionally because that's kind of what we've learned. When we go to business school, I don't remember ever taking accounts receivable classes. I remember taking business classes, but maybe I missed that day. Maybe I was absent. But what we learn is that if we just continue to send our clients a statement and a statement every 30 days, well, we're just sending them one statement every 30 days. So if you had a company that could send, let's say, 5 statements, maybe make a couple phone calls, do it in your name, and really just kind of tap them on the shoulder, remind them, hey, you've got a bill that's outstanding. I know that you need a little bit of time, but we can get that taken care of for you. Instead of waiting until it's far too late, having to utilize a collection agency, now they can come to us and use us much quicker, much more diplomatic, and start using us right at day 30 instead of waiting until day 60 or 90. So that's what we call that, the accelerator aspect of our business.
That's very good. Now, I'm a mom and pop operation.
You bet.
I'm a large operation. You can handle either one, right?
Yeah, you can do a small business plan. You can do a large business plan. The nice thing about what we do is we're very low cost. We don't operate like a traditional collection agency where they call them a contingency fee based, where you lose 35, 40, or 50% of their hard-earned money. So for a mom and pop, they have an opportunity to spend a flat fee, not a percentage. So let's say somebody owes them $1 million. Let's say somebody owes them $100. Their cost is still the same no matter what that total amount is. That's where we're different. So really, the cash flow coming in, their return on investment is fantastic.
Now as a businessman, that's
what you like.
That's what I like to hear.
You bet.
I will tell you, in another life, I was a doctor, so I totally understand where you're coming from.
I saw the handwriting. I knew it was a doctor. I knew it.
So, okay. the company's been around 40 years.
Yeah.
You haven't been with the company 40 years.
2 years.
2
2
years.
years. Yeah. I came from the food background.
Okay.
I sold beef. I was a beef guy.
Where's
I'm
the-
sure you could never tell
Never
by
tell.
looking at me that I was in the beef business. I sold beef for a living, and I loved it, and I like to help people. And what I realize is in this business, I can help folks in beef. I can help them in produce. I can help doctors, dentists, pest control, attorneys. Heck, I can't really think of a business I can't help.
That's pretty good. So you've been with them for 2 years.
Right.
How the heck do I find you?
Well, I'm really kind of a startup here myself. Now, the company's been around for 42 years. I've been around too. So I've done a little bit of marketing, this and that. I joined a business networking group, which has been great. But more importantly, you can get a hold of me at tj.leonard, Leonard, at transworldsystems.com.
That's on the banner right underneath you there. For anybody that's taking a look at the show right now, you can see it underneath there. And what you're telling me is this Fresno Central Valley area. Transworld is new to this area, even though you've been around for 40 years. So you're the premier guy.
I'm the guy.
And
yeah, I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that businesses say, he helped me, he can help you. We got so much money. Our running rate is about 82% recovery of folks, they're 100%. So if you look at it from that standpoint, if somebody owes you $100, we're pretty much going to get 100 of it back 82 times. I think that's a pretty good record.
I'm impressed.
I think that's a pretty good record. So the nice thing is, too, is that we really, really help our clients, no matter whether you're a doctor or a dentist or what field that you're in. With California Care, which is certainly big for Fresno, and how Obamacare is changing things, good, bad, or indifferent, we are actually able, with more folks that are going to be insured, well, there's less insurance dollars to cover them. So the patient pay or the private pay will be greater. And we work with affiliated partnerships with the Medical Management Group Association, Miracle Medical Association, I'm sure you've heard of them, and HFMA. We are their preferred vendor when it comes to helping speed up cash flow and accounts receivable.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That really, as a business person, my cash flow it's my lifeblood.
That's right.
And like I said earlier, the times have been a little tough. And as you've been working in this, how are you finding the response from the debtors that you're dealing? What's the, because, let's face it.
Right.
I pick up the phone and, hi, I'm looking for you, and, well, I hang up. But if you've got a different paradigm, you're bringing something different to the table. How do the debtors, how's that working? You said you're creating something that allows the doctor or the creditor and the debtor. How's that working?
Well, let's go back to when you were practicing. So if you think about it, the whole point is to get that debtor to just communicate, simply communicate, because they've lost the art of communication. Whether they're 30 days or 60 or 90 days, or what if they're 120 plus days? The whole point is just to communicate. So what our service helps them do is get in touch with that debtor and let them know that they've got money that is outstanding, and we can help bring it in.
Okay, yeah, I'm sitting here focusing too much on you. I got to focus on the camera, but, that makes, I can picture this in my mind, TJ.
Right.
Like I say, having been a doctor, and I have lost patients during the time I practiced.
Sure.
Just over this type of deal. They're in need, in the time of need, whatever that need may be. The need may be a car, it may be medical need, it may be dental need, it can be many different needs. But whatever that need is, we oftentimes make the choice for short-term gain and deal with the long-term pain. And
Great point.
We step out of that. So if I have someone that is in the process of squaring accounts, and you make my life a lot easier as a debtor, through communication, I can see where this really works.
Yeah, if you look at it this way, if you're watching this and you're an administrator or an office manager, or more importantly, a business owner, and you've got an opportunity not to lose any more clients, to bring the money in much quicker, I'm the guy you should talk to. your administrators, your billers, they are going to be so happy at the end of the year when you have your Christmas party. They will be buying you a present because they'll be so happy with what they've done. And the nice thing is that none of their clients are going to be offended. Everything's handled in the business's name. And if they need it to be turned up a little bit, we can offer that for them too. Our price doesn't change.
Okay, well, that's good.
Right.
So if I'm somebody, and we'll use the doctor scenario because it works. If I'm a doctor and I've never gone to a collection process before, I've always kept everything in house, and I got to bite the bullet. I got to do it. So I contact you. What's the procedure I'm going to go through as the creditor contacting you?
Sure.
You know, what can I expect information-wise? What's our lines of communication? Do I get weekly, monthly, or just when you collect something? How does that work?
Well, the whole goal is for you to never have to use a collection agency. That's the goal, because you're going to lose money at that point. So what we offer starts at day 30. And instead of you having to send that second invoice or third invoice or fourth invoice, we do it on your behalf. We're going to do it 5 times for you in the course of a month. It's going to speed up that client bringing that money back in. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. Secondarily, we're not going to offend your client, the debtor, and let's just say, for example, that person just doesn't get you paid. Well, we can turn up the heat a little bit. We have a very sophisticated service that actually allows somebody to one-click right from their computer, place somebody with us, and it just takes off from there. The ability to watch live exactly where the account is at, exactly what your collector, even though I don't like to look at myself that way, but to see where everything's at in live time is vital.
Okay, so I've got it right on my screen then. I can, as the doctor, I can sit here and there it is on the screen anytime that I want to do that, and your information is there for me.
It's live, it's active, it's cloud-based, it's fantastic. In fact, there isn't anybody else that can compete with us, and that's pretty exciting.
That's really exciting. Now, you said at 30 days.
Yes.
Do you do 30 days by way of, do you handle the billing? Do I send billing to you and you take care of it? Or do I send my billing out for my first billing, and when nothing comes back, then in 30 days
That's a great question. You have total control. You're the business owner. It's your business. So if you'd like us to handle that aspect of it, we take it over. It's just a very small flat fee. Or you can continue to have a biller do it. Ultimately, what happens is the biller is going to send out another statement and another statement, another statement. We're going to do it for them 5 more times, and they can get done. And I think in 5 times, it's going to be much more effective.
I like that. So you basically, you're not just a collection, but you offer full service billing.
We're proactive.
You're proactive.
We're very proactive, and that's what you need. That's what you need to speed up your accounts and your cash flow.
In today's society, with so much going on with the economy and stuff, this is a great program.
Thanks.
You know, thank you for being on my show.
I appreciate you having me, Steve. Thanks a lot. I look forward to it.
Well, TJ, I hope to have you back. This is good. Once again, they get a hold of you we have on this show.